Hi everyone, thanks for choosing Learn Things Easily. This is Subramaniam. Learn things differently but easily and surely. In this video, I'm going to teach you about structural geology, its definition and what it deals with. So structural geology is one of the branches of geology deals with the rock deformation and resulting structures or deformation of rocks and resulting structures. So what is deformation and what is formation? Formation means getting some shape. Form means shape. So deform means losing its shape. Grade and degrade, just like that. Grade means you know that. Degrade means losing the grade. Just like that, form and deform. Form means shape and deform means losing its original shape or actual shape. So in this structural geology, we study the different types of rock deformations and resulting structures. The main responsible forces for rock deformation are tectonics. Tectonics is nothing but actually, if you see the textbook, and it is a study of large scale features like mountain building activity, seafloor spreading, and etc. That is the actual definition. And but we can also say that tectonics is nothing but study of plate movements. So because all mountain building activities, seafloor spreading, and all these are because of lithospheric plate movements. So we can also define tectonics as study of lithospheric plate movements. So structural geology deals with this kind of rock deformation which are caused by tectonic movements. Rock form deformation and destruction are these are little bit different. Actually, rock deformation means it's losing its shape, but when it comes to destruction, the rock formation not only loses its shape, but also actually it will be eroded away and it will be taken away from its actual site. So rock destruction are caused by different geological agents like rivers, wind, weathering, underground water, oceans, etc. So the structures found by these geological agents like weathering, wind, and etc. are called landform and are studied in physical geology. So, but when it comes to tectonic, I mean structural geology, these are structures caused by lithospheric plate movements or tectonics simply. So let me explain you how lithospheric plate moves and what is a lithosphere and other things in a nutshell. So these things will be discussed in later classes. So I'm going to give you the lithosphere, what is lithosphere and astrosphere in a nutshell. So lithosphere, if you see, probably you must have already learned about internal structure of the earth. The internal structure of the earth is given by study of seismic wave propagation through earth. Okay, scientists have given a layer structure to earth. The three important layers are crust, mantle, and core. The upper part of the upper layer is called crust, middle one is called mantle, and the inner one is called core. But these are further divided into Sial, Sima, upper mantle and lower mantle, inner core and outer core, etc. The crust together with upper part of the upper mantle. That means the top portion of upper mantle with the crust is called lithosphere. So lithosphere is a solid rock formation, rock mass, which consists of crust and upper part of the upper mantle. This lithosphere, the whole earth is covered with lithosphere. Lithosphere, and this lithosphere consists continents or oceans or both. So this lithosphere has been broken into several pieces, and these are called plates. Okay, and these plates they always move on underlying asthenosphere, which is in plastic state and semi-solid in nature and weaker. So these rock formations, they always these lithospheric plates in the sense they always move on the asthenosphere, which is in semi-solid state and plastic state in condition in the sense, and it is very weaker, and it gets its energy from internal structure, internal part of the earth. So during that particular movement, there are three movements have been observed, and these plates, when they are moving, they may come together and they may go away from each other. In the sense, sometimes there might be some sliding of rock formation, these lithospheric plates. Okay, we have got 7 major plates and more than a dozen minor plates, and all these plates, they always move on the astrosphere. So when they are moving, they may get collided with one another, and they may push away or they may push apart from each other, and sometimes they may pull towards each other. Okay, sometimes these blocks, they may get slide by side. So these forces, these three types of forces, or these three types of movements are given by simple terms: compressional, tensional, and shear. When rock formations, they are moving towards each other, then that means some force is pushing the rock formations from both the ends. They are coming towards each other, and this type of movement is called compressional forces. So when it comes to tensional forces, some energy, it pushes the rock formations away from each other. Okay, it pushes the rock formations away from each other, and the I have already given this is the forces, they are acting towards each other. This is called compressional force. Compressional force is nothing but stress and strain are the two terms we generally use to express deformation. So compressional forces are compressional stress. So when forces are acting towards each other, then it is called compressional forces. And when forces are acting away from each other, then that particular one is called tensional forces. When forces are acting just sliding each other, then it is called shear forces. The deformation caused by these compressional, tensional, and shear forces are called compressional strain and tensional strain and shear strain. So strain is nothing but deformation, stress is nothing but force. Okay, so these are the forces which are responsible for the creation of deformed structures in the earth. Actually, I have given the list of deformed structures we study in structural geology, and namely folds, faults, joints, and unconformities. So folds are nothing but bending in rock formations is called folds. When compressional forces act, a rock formation which is just like a horizontal one, it will get folded towards upstream, upwards or downwards. So that kind of bending is called folding, and simply called fold. I'm not giving you any classification of folds and faults and other things. Okay, then faults and joints are more or less not similar actually. Faults and joints, they come under fractures. So because of fractures, rock formations, because of compressional and tensional forces, the rock formation get fractured in some area, and finally all these fractures, they join together, and finally the rock formation will be separated into two parts, and there will be some displacement, upward displacement or downwards. For example, if the rock formation is like this in the sense, so, or otherwise, if the rock formation is like this, so when the compressional forces or tensional forces act on this rock formation, one of these particularly some fractures develop in some area, and finally they join together, and this rock formation may go upwards, and sometimes this particular may go upwards. So downward or upward movement. So this displacement of rock formation after fractures is called faults. So in joints, there will not be any displacements, but fractures develop in the rock formations and without any displacement. So I will give you a clear idea about the differences between faults and joints. So when I am taking class on this thing. And unconformities, on the other hand, it is a surface of erosion or non-deposition. When there is no deposition for a long time and only erosion is taking place, that particular portion is called, the structure is called unconformities. So I'm not giving you any classification. It takes it's at least of 1 hour or 1.5 hours to complete each part, each structure. So I'm not going to give you any classification. But bending of rock formations is called folding. Fractures with displacement is called faulting. Fractures without any displacement are called joints, and surface of erosion or non-deposition is called unconformities. So these are the important structures we study in structural geology and are caused by these tectonic forces. So these are compressional, tensional, and shear forces are responsible for the creation of these folds, faults, and joints, and etc. So this is all about structural geology and definition, and it's responsible for, forces responsible for deformed structures. So I will give you a classification and other things in my next videos. So thanks for watching, and I request all my viewers to subscribe my channel first and share this video to your friends. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.